What's going on, everybody? Mortem here, this time bringing you my first impressions of UnderRail. Now, this being a primarily CRPG-focused channel, people ask me all the time about checking out UnderRail, and it's just a title I just had not got around to until now. That said, it's hard to really talk about CRPGs without hearing people mention UnderRail, because it is such a beloved title. Beloved might be a little bit of an understatement. Some people have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this game, but nonetheless it has a very thriving community. So much so that despite UnderRail being released back in 2015, it has nonetheless received quite a bit of support over the years. It recently got a DLC actually back in 2019, and it actually also got a pretty substantial update to the game this year, back in, I believe it was July. Now, in terms of playing it, I am going into this title blind, but if you're new to my channel and just watching this because you like UnderRail, what I typically do is review games after 100%. Now, 100% does include a lot more than just the achievements, and that's especially noteworthy with this title because I don't feel like the achievements are particularly all-encompassing when it comes to this game. In fact, I would say most of the achievements, like 90% of them, are actually just about like killing enemies with certain weapon types. So in this particular review, it'll be much more about chasing down the main story, the endings, all the side content, that type of stuff. But the achievements will be included, though I imagine the achievements aren't going to be particularly difficult to obtain, at least most of them. And also on that note, if you're curious about my approach to 100%, which I feel like might be a thing people ask for this particular title, I actually made a video about that a while back. If you search on my channel something to the effect of my approach to 100% in games, I'll try to link it down in the description. I kind of go over how I actually do run through these games. But my first impressions of the game is there seems to be a ton of room for build variety. Just in the character creation screen, you can kind of see that with messing around with your base stats, putting points into your available skills, as well as selecting feats. Feats, of course, requiring skills or certain attributes to be able to take them. So in terms of presentation, this game reminds me primarily of older school CRPGs. Fallout obviously is the biggest comparison to be made, I would say. But you could draw a lot of parallels to many a CRPG, as the turn-based action point system is used pretty broadly. And I'm also a little interested in where the story is going to go, because when you fire up the game, you are a newcomer to a station. As in this world, there was some sort of event that pushed everyone underground, and most people live in abandoned railways, that type of stuff, hence the UnderRail name. And right now I'm just doing odd jobs for this station that apparently recently took me in, and I'm very interested to see how the plot evolves, as story is always a big part of games for me especially. But so far, I've been very much so impressed with the amount of stuff that you can do, or at least how you can approach things. So there's all the build variety, of course, and then there's how you approach quests, how you turn them in. For instance, a very simple quest at the beginning of the game was simply to find this guy's watch and give it back to him. And you can choose to just give it back to him for free. You can have him give you a reward, which he's offering to give you. Or you can just flat out be like, no, it's mine now. But he might help you out later, and, doing him a favor by giving them this watch might turn around and help you later when you need the location of something. So little stuff like that has been fun to see and play around with. And also just the quests themselves so far have just been like, here's what I need you to do, just find a way to do it. So one of the first things you do is you are supposed to go turn on the power in these outpost stations so the station can take them back over from the rat hounds, which have recently kind of overrun the places. And there are 5 outposts in total, but you only need to turn 3 of them on. And some of them have locked doors, but there's also ways around that. If you have high enough perception, you can get into the outpost through other means. You can, of course, just go buy lockpicks from the old guy who wants you to find his watch and lockpick the doors if you have the skill for it. But that's bearing in mind, you don't even need to turn all 5 of the outposts on, just 3. And at least in the introductory part of the game, which I imagine things will change a bit, but at least in this introductory part, the game seems very wide open and letting you play how you want to play, but also enforcing you to accept the consequences of what you chose to do. For instance, I wandered off the beaten path and got absolutely annihilated, which I was kind of expecting. This game is notorious for being unforgiving with its difficulty, so I kind of wandered off in the wrong direction and just got destroyed by enemies that I guess I shouldn't have been fighting yet, which was humorous for me, to be honest. But without letting this get too rambly, my first impressions of UnderRail are that it is, so far, a very fun game that seems determined to make you play how you want to play, with a variety of ways to approach quests and exploration, and it's very reminiscent reminiscent of older CRPGs, which is, of course, kind of the audience they were aiming for, I imagine. I'm also a big fan of the art direction, because it does have that sort of classic pixely look, but you can also tell it's a very modern take on that art, which I personally found very pleasing. There you go, guys. My first impressions of UnderRail. It is a, so far, fun title that I am very much so looking forward to diving into. It is my understanding that a full, complete, everything possible to do run tends to average about 130 to 150 hours. That is to say, doing all of the things. So we'll see how long it winds up actually taking me, but I do imagine it'll be a good little while, and I'm looking forward to diving into this CRPG, as this channel is pretty much dedicated to CRPGs. That is something I enjoy quite a bit. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. But regardless of any of that, truly, just thank you so much for watching. May you wander in wisdom, and have an amazing day.